Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 542. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Ahoy.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
Welcome, guys, listeners and viewers. Welcome to 542 of the Gamecast. Woof. It's been an interesting week. We've got some news to talk about. A lot of stuff came up today, actually, which is funny. But we'll get into that in just a minute. I am on a gaming laptop, though. I think that's fun. So it's not mine. It's my work. But I am on a gaming laptop, which is cool. It's a 4000 Ryzen 9 series with a GeForce 2060. So not a 3060. I didn't go 3060. I went 2060. But it's nice. It's looking good. Running Linux for those nerds out there. I'm bad at Linux for those wondering. Really bad. But
I think everybody's bad at Linux.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what it is?
You don't use it all the time. You're not good at it.
Here's the problem. The problem with it is I'm believe it or not, I remember DOS. Like I remember DOS. So like I remember the commands to type and everything like that. Like I know it like the back of my hand. So when I do that here, it doesn't work because it's different. And I'm just like I can't do this.
Linux is not DOS though, Jim.
No, I know, but I'm like I see a terminal and
it's I remember DOS. I'm gonna use this on the Mac. Like what? It doesn't correlate.
some stuff does work that way.
IP config, man.
Yeah,
IP config.
like some of it
not on Linux. Is it IF config on Linux?
I remember I tried Linux
there's like
back
this
in college, and
CD
I think the
dot
first
stuff does.
day I had to install it like 6 times because I would forget to install certain whatever components that you needed to, and it was like, shit, I don't have network drivers. Like, well, reinstall Linux.
Yeah, I'm on Ubuntu right now. Ubuntu, whatever you say this word is. And I had Mint on here originally, and Mint is just bare bones, and I couldn't get this thing to work at all. And so now it's to this, and this was actually pretty straightforward. So I get some weird errors in the beginning, but I know that this is a brand new laptop, and the drivers are.
Jim, if you're just gonna.
Yeah. The drivers are just, I know it's brand new, so like it's probably needs some updates for the drivers and such, but this laptop, because it's just came out. So, but yeah, so that's that. For me, I haven't gotten to play much games yet. I want to play Outriders still. How's that going? Anybody playing that more? Corey?
Playing a lot.
I'm sure you're playing a lot. Yeah?
I have beaten the game. As far as the story goes, I'd say story-wise took probably somewhere between 30 to 40 hours.
Wow.
Maybe.
So it's a good amount.
I mean, I'm addicted. I've not been addicted to a game like this since, Borderlands, I'd say. Yeah, it's
Borderlands 2 or which Borderlands?
I just say Borderlands.
Yeah.
But no, it's so fantastic that like I am forgiving every single like glitch and error and things that, need to be worked out. But yeah, it is fantastic. And what's really cool is like because I've been playing mostly solo, but I've been playing with Mike also. So actually it's been 50-50. Not you, Mike, sorry. Gamecast. And the story is really well done. I like the story. I thought the story was really cool, and the way that the ending fits into how, because obviously it's a looter shooter, you want to have end game content. The ending just fits right into that. Like what you do at the end is why you have end game content, and it's really cool. So I thought that the story wise is really neat, and it is not a living world like Destiny where you're seeing other Guardians or Outriders. In this case, you're not seeing that here because of the story and some of the story beats that go on in that. But what you're doing is fantastic. It's just so much fun, and the classes, the quality of life stuff in this game is just far and beyond anything else that I've played in this genre. It's like your skill tree, you can just reset it anytime at zero cost. It does not affect any, like you don't have any resources you have to gather or currency that you need to get to reset your class skills. You can just do that anytime you want and play around with them. And then all the weapons, they have potentially three attributes depending on how the quality of rarity, which then you also have 2 mod slots, and the mod slots you can change out different mods, and those are just so much fun to play around with. And then you'll know when you have a mod already assigned to your character because it'll have a little icon that says that, or you'll know if you've unlocked that mod for future use. So it's just at a glance. And so just quality of life stuff is amazing. And like the best feature, my favorite feature is just the auto loot system, where as soon as everything has dropped, you can just hit down on the D-pad on a controller, I think H on a keyboard, and you just pick everything up on the entire map. You do not
That's
have to run
amazing.
over to it. You don't have to know that it's there. Like someone opens a chest, like Mike and I have been playing. Like he opened a chest across the map. I hear it like open in the audio,
Just loot.
and I just hit loot, and it's like, oh cool, I got this, and then I'll go do something over here and like mine a resource, and he's like, oh, I was like, hey, auto loot man, and it's like, oh, got it. It's like, it's just so awesome. It's like those are the things that just make it so good.
So the exact opposite of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Exactly.
I still get triggered thinking about that game.
It couldn't be more of a different type of genre,
Like-
yeah.
But I mean, that's
It's
the
still
thing,
a
still
quality of life issue, Mike. That's
No, that's the
genre
whole idea
spanning.
of that game, though. Like
But,
I didn't
so
like
quick.
it that much, but that's the idea of Red Dead.
I mean, if you're I mean, you just loot everything, and then just it's amazing. You can shoot a guy across the map. He'll drop something. You just hit down and pick it up, and now you have it across the map.
That's amazing.
this is something like Borderlands 3 should have had.
Yeah, no, I mean, because you see it and you're like, don't die. Oh no, I died, and then you lose it, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that here. Like,
I think you
I don't have to
might-
clear the map. Just hit down, you get it all, and then.
I think you might get stuff anyway if you do die before you pick
Oh,
something up.
I guess I'm just thinking of like I've had those cases in, like
Because
other games where
I
it's like, oh
started
shit, well that's gone. I have to try this again. But yeah, it's so good. And the other thing I want to mention real quick before you go, because I know you played it too, Mike, is that I did play with someone on a PS4 while I was playing on my Xbox.
Very cool.
Whoa,
First time ever?
crossplay.
Yeah,
Look at that.
crossplay, and it worked. So
So I actually started this last night, and I remember you mentioned that, but I didn't actually notice that button. So I've been running the things and just picking them up. But it's interesting. So I've only played it solo so far. The prologue is kind of long.
it is.
I figured you should get through that. I'm a little disappointed though, because I know this is sort of designed for 3-player squads, but nothing narratively makes that make sense, like at all. Like narratively, you should be alone. So
The narrative is you are the last outrider.
I kind of, I don't know. I sort of thought like maybe they would like incorporate it a little better, but whatever. And the story is so far like there's a little mystery to it, and it seems a little over serious though. I think it needs to like lighten up a little. It takes itself a little too seriously, to the point where some of it is kind of laughable unintentionally. Like some goes wrong early on in this, and I just started laughing. Like, and you're not supposed to, but it's like, oh. But no, it definitely tries more than this type of game, story wise.
That's good.
And I like your
I think
character
that's
just doesn't
good.
give a shit. This character is like
It's
a
funny
shoot
'cause
first, ask later.
Because at first, like, so at least for the male version of the character, at first it's like, oh, there's not much to him, and then like, I kind of like he's given me a little bit of a Harrison Ford vibe. This guy, like, he's a little bit of like a Han Solo, like Indiana Jones, like, he's like, oh, I'm having a bad day, and he just like shoots someone without asking questions, like that type of dude. So it's interesting. It's definitely, a lot more story than I expected in this type of game, and I'm gonna be curious to see how it goes playing with other people because I haven't yet. I kind of feel like the story kind of doesn't want me to, even though the gameplay
Oh
does.
yeah, it's interesting. It definitely doesn't like narratively make sense, like you said, but it's more fun with other people, obviously.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm a little confused by the world tier or level or whatever that is.
Yeah, it's
That-
a little interesting. It's just like the way
So,
like you get better rewards the higher your world
It
tier
says
goes.
it's like a difficulty, but it also feels like something you should just do automatically, almost like level scaling. I'm not sure.
No,
exactly
it's
how
like
it-
you don't have to think about it until much later, really. I will say, like,
I
the
did almost
co-op-
have to lower it. I didn't. I fought through, but it suggested I lowered it once because I died on this one boss like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, like that's the one thing I will say that sucks in this game. If you're playing solo, you get like a section of the game, and you do not clear it. Like if you die to the last guy, it'll restart you at the very beginning of that section instead of like where like there's no checkpoint for that.
I mean,
So, like you could spend like half an hour in a section potentially. Probably not that long, but like 10 minutes, 15 minutes on a section, and then die to the last guy, and you have to restart that whole thing. Because in co-op, you don't have to worry about that. Your partner can get you up, or you can get yourself up. But yeah.
But no, it's fun, and it's surprisingly fun to play solo. I just wonder what it's going to be like, when I get other people around who care less about the story. But we shall see. And you do feel pretty powerful pretty early on in the game, which was good. Like, you kind of feel like I think you're supposed to based on the story.
And all the powers are really fun. What class did you use?
I think the same one you did. I chose the Trickster.
The Trickster? Nice.
Just because, especially solo, I feel like just rushing in is like kind of what you got to do.
Mm.
So yeah, no, I'll be on there.
Yeah, Happel was telling me, because he's playing that, Tony, and he's like saying he's going to pick the Devastator, which is like an Earth-based character, and he's going to pick the female version and call her Toph. I was like, nice.
Nice. Very nice. I respect that.
Nice. All right. Anything else, guys? Those for either of you two? I know Tony didn't get it yet, but
I pretty much mopped up most of the side
Right.
stories in Yakuza 6, and that was it.
yeah. Tony?
Just Final Fantasy and Monster Hunter Rise. So
Yep.
nothing really new to report there.
Yeah, I didn't get, like I said, to start. I reactivated my like I said, my Game Pass subscription. That was good, and I just haven't gotten really around to getting some games on there yet. So
by the way, I was
just
playing
installed.
Outriders on Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where it is.
Yeah. So, speaking of which, xCloud apparently is betaing now. So yeah, iOS included as PC. So you get both. You can like go to a web browser in your iOS device, and you can play Xbox games through the browser essentially. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't gotten the invites. Invite only right now, but it's actually happening. So the difference between this one and the service that we've all forgotten about.
Other one that's failed. Yeah.
Yeah. The service that's what I mean. The service that we've all forgotten about is this one actually has games included in the library. So yeah, I think that it's got good promise. Plus, it's coming from a gaming company, not like from like Amazon does include games in their stuff. I think that's Luna is theirs, but. And I'm sure it works fine, but they don't have the prowess of a gaming company doing this, whereas Microsoft has that name where they can do that. And Google's just Google. And
There was some news about Amazon's, was it Lord of the Rings MMO?
Oh, yeah, Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Got canceled.
Oh, did it?
Yep.
So there you go. I mean, they just the trustworthy.
Gaming is not
if you're
easy.
gonna
Gaming is not easy.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're gonna go with the cloud service, you might as well go with a gaming one that is already established. Because it's not.
Yeah, and I mean they've shown that they can do like Xbox Live, just like it's always been pretty much the best online service of these gaming companies out there. It's been top tier in that regard. So I do have a little more faith in xCloud because of that. At the same time, I just don't think we're there yet. We don't.
No,
we the internet, like in the United States, do not have
that.
Yeah, we do not. We're not ready.
So
but Biden just, without being political, Biden just apparently signed something that says that he wants to be able to bring better internet to America.
Infrastructure. Yeah.
It's infrastructure, and that's the thing, is all these fucking ISP companies have these fucking deals and,
like mafias. We've said it how many times? Yeah.
It is. Like, like I read stories that's like, hey, Google was planning on building fiber in like the city, and they got strong armed out because whatever. And it's like, oh, that was Comcast territory or whoever territory. Fuck all these ISPs. Fuck
like
them.
Yakuza.
Literally, I would love to see a Yakuza game. Like, what would that be? Like, just mafia, like in America? Like, hey man, you can't be building fiber in this neighborhood. This is our turn.
ISP wars.
Yeah.
ISP wars.
ISP wars.
Yeah. Oh man. So let's go with it. Well, there was numbers that were released. The NPD. I didn't have them on here. Did you put them on this list?
No, I have it up though.
Oh yeah. Okay. You actually typed it in. Let's start with that because that was the first thing I think came out last week. So.
Yeah. So let's see. March 2021, consumer spending across video game hardware, content, accessories reached a March record of $5.6 billion, 18% higher compared to a year ago when quarantine began. First quarter consumer spending, $14.9 billion, which is 30% higher than 2020's first quarter. Absolutely insane. Hardware dollar sales were 47% higher than a year ago, and a March record of $680 million. The previous high for March was $552 million, all the way back in March of 2008. So you have to go 13 years to find a March that was just a little worse than this one. And that was the second best. Let's see. Nintendo Switch was the best-selling hardware platform in both units and dollars during the month of March. So crazy numbers there. In the first quarter, Nintendo Switch was the unit sales leader, while PlayStation 5 ranked first in hardware dollar sales. PlayStation 5 is the fastest-selling console in U.S. history in both unit and dollar sales, i.e. lifetime sales.
How?
Good.
How? Like I've been waiting for that comment. Like I'm just like, I'm trying to find those numbers.
Period, though. It's like when you say the fastest selling,
all those factories that have them owned by the scalpers.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like in this time frame, Corey, since the console has launched, this is the fastest selling console in this time frame. How? Like they have a shortage. Like we know that
because they're all in warehouses that scalpers own.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, they actually sold, or they back up for resale.
No, I mean,
that's the real question.
Everything's selling out. So yeah, like they just made a little bit more than the other company that's selling all theirs out too.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, before this, I mean, it was probably PlayStation 4. I don't know definitively, but because the thing is, you got to think, the Switch launched in a March period, and then kind of dry summer. So it was a non-holiday quarter. Xbox wasn't going to do that, and it's not like PS3 or 360 was going to do, and Wii U was going to do better than that. So it doesn't make sense when you think about it logically on paper, but when you think about it realistically, like these are unicorns, like just fucking unicorns and scalpers, money and stuff like that. So
that's weird.
There's that. At the top of the charts, we got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Returned to the top of the monthly bestsellers chart. Cold War was also the best-selling title of both the first quarter as well as the 12-month period ending in March.
Apparently, they're having a big thing going on soon where they're nuking the entire thing and like literally nuking it, and they're gonna have like all these maps that happen underground because of it. There's something like my coworker was talking about it. It's like, yeah, they're nuking it. It's gonna be like this whole cataclysm type thing. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Call of Duty really has just become like, I don't know, just the casual mainstream shooter of choice.
Yeah, it's still the thing that when people
it's not FPS anymore, just Call of Duty. I'm playing Call of Duty. It doesn't matter what FPS you're playing. I'm playing Call of Duty.
It's still when an acquaintance realizes you're into games, like, oh, so Call of Duty. It's like,
nah. Yeah, it's become synonymous with gaming, essentially, and stuff like that. So other than that, let's see. Monster Hunter Rise debuted as March's second bestseller. 1 month on the market, lifetime dollar sales of Monster Hunter ranks second among the Monster Hunter franchises, trailing only Monster Hunter World, which launched on both systems and PC for notation there. Outriders launches a third best-selling game of March, even though it was debuted on Game Pass, so just another proof in the pudding of games being on Game Pass not necessarily taking away sales. So that's good. Mario Kart 8 trucking along, 6th place. Best NPD put this out. Thanks, Matt.
This is the Call of Duty of Nintendo.
Mario Kart 8 is the best-selling racing genre video game in U.S. history.
Oh my god!
I guess it usurped Gran Turismo. I don't know what other title it could have.
I mean, when the game is just like been on like 2 systems for like 8 years, and
I don't even think it's the best Mario Kart, but whatever.
Let's see. The March launch of the Switch version of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, helped the title raise number 15 after placing 65th in February. So, power of the Switch there. Let's see. Just glancing at the top 20. Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales hanging around at number 5. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yeah. Unintentional. Assassin's Creed Valhalla axing in at number 7. Animal Crossing crossing in at number 8. Minecraft still digging at number 10. Can't think of any more of these puns, so we'll move on. There. Right. That's pretty much the highlights there.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Some quick news here. Discord is reportedly staying independent. The Microsoft talks are gone.
Thank God. Like, I was so dreading this being absorbed by Microsoft. Like, as much as I love just Xbox, I love Game Pass, love the integration, Windows 10, cross gaming, this xCloud that I am excited for to try out and stuff like that. I did not want them meddling with Discord.
Well, their purchase history though has not been great with that. That's what I mean. Like this stuff they developed, but like their purchase history has not been great with integrating things together. Look what they've done to Skype. You know what I mean? Like that's the base example. So
Skype, Rare,
Rare.
The only thing that's really been successful off the top of my head is Minecraft, but that's just kind of its own thing.
But that was like
it's
too big to fail, right? That was like too big to fail.
Well,
right?
I mean, you never know when someone, but just saying that was almost already to the point where it just kind of generated its own.
Right.
It's just doing its own thing. They didn't need to do anything.
They needed to actively worsen that genre, that game to like kill it. Like not just like they could have just been like, all right, guys, like there you go, just sell Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, they could have absolutely been like, you know what, this is ours now, only on Xbox. It's like they could have done that.
They could have, they could have done that. So, yeah, no, I'm glad this is not going through as well. We've said that before on the previous podcasts. Let's see. Did you guys watch the Resident Evil trailer reveal and the gameplay?
Did not.
No, I want to go in blind on this one.
Okay. It looks really good. I watched it.
I would say I'm like a slightly above average fan of Resident Evil, but it's one of those things that I get more excited like seeing and hearing my brother or like Apple talk about it because they're like super fans of Ari. So I don't want to like know anything else, like going blind and all that. Watch my brother or Apple play and stuff like that.
Their demo thing, I think, was a big mistake. I think 30 minutes of access during a certain scheduled time period, I think, was a bad idea. If you're not available during that time, you can't play the demo. Like there's no
because it's only during a specific time everyone's playing it at that same time.
That's the other problem that happened.
It
was a limited demo, yes. Yep.
Oh, it's over. It's already over.
I think it is over. I think it was last Saturday.
Crazy.
Just for 30 minutes.
That was 30 minutes? That's it? Holy shit.
You play for 30 minutes. I think there was a time frame, but you had only 30 minutes to play the game and like a certain amount of hours to play it. So
that's so fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, I understand what they were trying to do, but
that's super limited. Like I remember it was kind of shitty when Nintendo on the 3DS was like, you get 10 uses of this demo and then you're locked out. It's like, all right.
That's probably gonna do something like they did with like 7, where it's like, that kitchen, whatever that was. I thought that was really cool. Like do like a little, like a game, fucking Silent Hill thing. Oh my god, what's that called? PT. Yeah, do something like that, man. Come on, give us some side thing where it's like then you opens it up like, oh shit, that'll be the Resident Evil game.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Square Enix is joining E3 Digital now. That's confirmed.
Outriders is a Square game, so.
Yeah, not surprised. They're doing all right now. So let's get some more hype. Speaking of hype, let's talk about Apex. So Apex,
bringing it back.
I never played Apex. I did very much enjoy Titanfall, and I'm kind of interested in Apex now. Like they're bringing their. I didn't realize it was in the same universe as their Titanfall universe. I think it's awesome. They're doing this connected thing.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense. They said that in the beginning, but yeah.
Yeah, but
like, people forgot.
So what is the what are we getting here with this Titanfall fans expansion kind of thing that they're doing?
Well, they released basically they're doing like an Overwatch thing and like putting out a little mini short, introducing a new character that's coming to the game and kind of showing her off. But the short was called North Star, which is also the name of one of the Titans in Titanfall 2, not the Titan, which I confused some people.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? I don't remember that.
So I guess this character is, essentially they're basically direct like tying in Titanfall into this instead of just being like, oh yeah, this is taking place in the Titanfall universe. So I think the character is like one of the top North Star pilots or something like that.
I think it's supposed to be the daughter of a character that was in the game, maybe. I mean, also some of the guns are the same, like have the same names. That's the other thing that's always been there for Titanfall. And some of the, I mean, obviously you're not wall running, but the climbing mechanics feel similar in the game as well. So, yeah, they'll tie it in. I haven't played, I played it a little bit, like a few months back, but, I was playing it more before. But there's a lot of new characters now, a lot going on, and, maybe this will get a new boost of enthusiasm. I know that if you go in there now, though, you're going to get killed. The game is very hard, very competitive, but it's interesting to see what they can do with this now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. Like, I really liked Apex when it first came out. What, 2 years ago now, or
Yeah, I
something,
think so.
right?
Probably about
It was
that.
pre-COVID
right?
because we were all at the Super
Yeah.
Bowl or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's it. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's really cool. I mean, I only stopped just because like, I think I was just exhausted of Battle Royale at that point because like I played so many. I was like, yeah, like if this had come out first, I probably would have sucked through it.
There's so many characters now. Like I didn't realize how many.
They doubled at least what they had originally.
Doubled? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit!
So they made it. I mean, that's why I gotta give Respawn credit. I mean, they really stick by their stuff. I mean, they've done a great job with content in their stuff. I mean, remember Titanfall and Titanfall 2?
Yeah,
the
Titanfall
content
2
was so
got
good.
so
Yeah.
much content, and like I'm just glad that at least it seems on the surface level we haven't received reports of it. Like EA's just happy to be like, here you go, Respawn, like make us money, like do whatever you want, just make us money. And Respawn's like, all right, we'll do what we
Well, we're
think
the only ones that are doing that, so yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I do
I
like.
mean, I really think this drums up hype for Titanfall 3 soon.
I hope it does, and honestly, because that's the thing is, I think I remember telling you guys back when Titanfall 2 came out, I was like, guys, this game is seriously amazing, and like it's criminal that nobody was playing it, like nobody was talking about it because I think it got sandwiched between Call of Duty and something else that year.
It got sandwiched in for like between 2 weeks of 2 big games being released.
Yeah,
Was that the game also that was kind of cross-generational as well, where there was like a 360 version and a...
No, that was Titanfall 1.
That was the first one?
Yeah. Titanfall 2 got sent to die from EA. I mean, it basically got put out there between two like Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, like in weeks of like in the week in between.
Yeah, it was absurd.
Was Battlefield maybe too?
Oh, it's Battlefield and Call of Duty. It's like, what are you doing, EA? Like, what the fuck? You own 2 of those games. Like, come on, man. You own 2 of them. But I remember just saying like, guys, this is like game of the year worthy and stuff like that. And I just remember loving that game so much. And I still look at it, I'm like, man, I should just play through this campaign again. I never do that with first.
So much fun that campaign. So good.
But I'm hoping with this they can drum up excitement for Titanfall 3 because I would absolutely love to see just what that would be on the next gen experience. Overall.
What's interesting, speaking of like the whole being gimped and stuff, like that's what we're getting. Like there was a leak I think with Call of Duty people saying like the next 2 Call of Duties are getting gimped because of PS4 and Xbox One. Like they're not going to be as good as they could be because we got to put them out on these older systems. So it's that's what happens though when you get a new system and you got to put everything on everything. So
yeah.
But no, I think it's really cool that they did like a character show. I'm not sure if they've done that before because I kind of follow.
I mean, that's kind of new, yeah.
But it does.
You don't need 9 minutes, so.
Yeah, but it definitely has that.
It's 8 minutes long.
The Overwatch character shorts that they used to do, where it was like, hey, kind of like background history of it. Like it felt so much like a Brigitte or Reinhardt's origin thing, kind of where it's like, oh, like flash, go back between time periods and stuff like that. So that had me hyped, even though I don't play this game anymore. I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe I'll just like pop in and like try the new character or something like that and download it again. Which I think ties into our next bit of news loosely in that Jeff Kaplan is leaving Blizzard. Leaving Blizzard.
Pouring out, man. Pouring out.
Like the director for Overwatch is
the face of Overwatch. Like, this is the only person ever that I remember of Blizzard being front and center of a franchise. Like, despite all the years of WoW, despite all the years of like StarCraft, any of those other games, nobody had a touch of face to it. Nobody had a face to it.
Yep.
But Overwatch, I mean, he was there. All the videos, all the like developer updates, Overwatch League, he was there. He did like I think the opening and closing or handed the trophy over and stuff like that. So this is huge. I mean, you're knees deep in the middle of Overwatch 2 development, and you're just like, yeah, I'm good. I want to move on. Regardless of what happened, like even if it was on like amicable terms, this cannot be good for Overwatch 2, like at all.
It seems very rosy, and I'm just kind of like, there's got to be a reason behind the scenes.
I do think it was interesting that the initial statement wasn't really from him, and then there's like a little thing he said that was vaguer. So I don't know. It's interesting.
It's
hard to imagine.
I mean, obviously burnout happens, but I know. I don't know what the state of Overwatch 2 is because we don't know. They haven't updated anybody in a long time on it.
This is a game that was supposed to be out, right? So it's like, it's not happening this year. There's no way. And like, what is Overwatch 2? Like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, this whole thing is like this ongoing game that you can just feed into. Like, you don't need Overwatch 2 it's all Activision. It's like we
You
just
just expand the
do on it.
story.
I
You can
bet you
watch
that
the-
was. I bet you that was like the root of everything else that came after. Because like, I mean, Jeff literally said like, I think like you will never have to buy like Overwatch
Yeah.
2 or like I'm pretty sure he even said like Overwatch 2 like in like years and years ago. And Activision's like, no, you got to make a sequel because we got to make X million copies at $60, now $70 a pop and stuff like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, how can I sell them that when I promised this? Well, we're gonna make you a fucking liar, you son of a bitch, and you're gonna be our fall guy.
Their response was, "Well, you said it."
Yeah.
No, I mean it's so crazy because you need that too on it. Like you couldn't just like even if it was just like Overwatch Adventures or something stupid where it wasn't a 2.
I do think at this point
Name it a title.
there is
Give it an
it
expansion
does
title.
feel a little stale now. They kind of do need to remake it. So
But they're
I
not
could-
remaking it. This game doesn't look like they're remaking it. They're basically adding single player options.
well, that's if they're substantial enough that
Sure, but it's still
And it
like
sounds like they're
expanding
still
your
continuing
universe.
with Overwatch.
Yeah, you're
like
expanding your universe.
weird.
Anything that has anything to do with the multiplayer PvP aspect of Overwatch 2, it will be for Overwatch 1. It is literally they're just putting the PvE content behind, hey, you need to own Overwatch 2, you fucking asshole. You want to play
You
PvE with your
fucking
friends?
asshole.
You fucking asshole. Give us $60.
Yeah,
Give it to
that's really
us.
what they're doing
Fuck
with this.
you.
That's why it seemed like because it was cash grab years ago when they announced it, and it's probably still stands that way. And he's
Yeah.
maybe he
They
wasn't
left
happy with
so
that. I don't
much
want
money
to
on
put
the
words in
table with like stopping the shorts and like they could have had like an Overwatch series. Like oh my god, there's so much
Like,
they could have done with
Yeah,
this.
I know. Like I'm even wearing my Diva hoodie right now, but like I remember saying like this could be like a defining first-person shooter like of a generation, of multiple generations, and like just to see how far they've fallen. Like it's a little sad. Not gonna lie. Just because like I fell off of it so much. Like they just put the focus on the esports side of things and not like the characters. Like even like I think the event, like the archives or whatever. It's like, what is this? Like what are you doing anymore? Like
that was
like you're not telling us the story.
that was one of the reasons why I stopped playing was they started to like nerf or buff characters based on their esports performance, and I'm just like, this is like raising a basketball hoop because too many players are dunking in the NBA. It's like, no, that's fine for like 90% of us. Like that 10-foot is fine, but I don't know. I felt like they buffed and nerfed things based on a very small percentage of the player base, and it kind of started to get to me a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know. Like just Blizzard to me is just like a shell of their former selves. I'm not that interested in Diablo 4, Overwatch 2, mildly.
I mean, Diablo 4 you're not going to see for a while anyway.
Oh, I
either.
know, but like that's it. What else do they have? Like nothing.
Yeah,
I have no interest in the Diablo 2 remake. I had zero interest
so
in
crazy.
the
I mean, it's like what it used to be like BioWare, Blizzard, anything that came out just like 10s, 9s,
Gold.
10, like
It was gold.
you know it was going to be good. Now it's like
Oh, yeah, because they got bought out by larger companies. So that to me is examples of buyouts not working, like for consumers. It's just cool. Now Activision owns these Blizzard properties and they pump out shit. Cool, awesome, yay!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bethesda. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We were just talking about Microsoft, so we'll see. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what he does. Where's he going to go? You think?
Home.
that new company that got started by the ex
Yeah, the ex-Blizzard guys.
founders. I
Yeah.
forget the name of the company.
Okay.
They literally started a company and were like, hey, we want to make. I'm pretty sure they even like flat out said like we want to make RTS games again or something like that. And it's like, oh,
We want to do what we used to do and not
Yeah.
be held down by corporate greed.
yeah, exactly. Because oh god.
Yeah. I don't know. That's pretty much it for the news, except
Oh
for the.
god, we're ending on a sad note, man.
No, we'll end on the good one.
Oh, no,
Lego,
no.
Super
No.
Mario, Luigi.
Oh, okay. You can do that. You can do that. There's another bit.
What's
of
the other
news.
one?
The other bit of news is Sony reversed their stance on the shop for
that's
PS3 and PS Vita.
That's right. They're going to keep it up.
PSP is still going
Yeah.
by the way, but PS3 and PS Vita are staying up for who knows how long, but longer, which I think is a good move. I know you guys talked about it a little bit last year or last episode, last week, not year. But it's actually good to see them do that because I didn't think Sony would reverse a decision like that. Just because
they were getting a lot of bad flack for that, and it was also scaring people for digital aspects of things. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And coupled with the idea that the PS4 and maybe even the PS5 since will brick itself eventually.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the part to me where like it really shows the difference between the Microsoft ecosystem and the PlayStation or the Sony ecosystem, where it's like Xbox, like, hey, you have this 360 game on your account, cool, as long as it's enabled on the Xbox One and Series whatever, however the naming goes. It's like, cool, you can download it, you can play it, and it'll be better. It'll be better frame rate, better optimized, better resolution, whatever. You have to pay for it. Sony's like, oh, you bought this game on your PS3 fucking back in 2006? Fuck you. Like, fuck you.
Or you could rebuy the digital version on the PS5 that you already paid for.
Yeah, get the remastered version too while you're at it.
Fuck you. It's like, just, okay, cool. Thanks, Sony. Like, appreciate it.
I will say, and not to just slam on Sony, Nintendo needs to reverse this as well at some point because they've been doing this a lot too. They need to start incorporating their games into their next gen units, like the games you've purchased, moving it along. I think they do.
I don't know if they're going to ever do that with the demand that they get for these old games over and over.
Yeah, they can
Nintendo
sell the same Mario game.
I know, but they're a huge. They do this all the time.
Well, I mean, so I don't necessarily disagree with you, but at the same time, there was no way to do it with the Wii U and the Switch because
I get that.
But
plan for it going forward.
Right.
Really nice.
Well, but the thing is, like, if we look at the best case scenario, it should be because you could play GameCube games on the Wii, you could play Wii games on the Wii U, you could play Game Boy Advance games on the DS, DS games on the 3DS. Like, there is precedent that they were like, yeah, just play your old games on this and stuff like that. So there's precedent. I obviously hope for that, and I think that again, that's part of why they went with the.
The other thing, I mean, like with how popular the Switch is, it's got so much following. I feel like if you move to a new system, let them bring their games with them as well, and I think you hit another home run automatically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because that's the thing is, like, the more you have of a user, of a fan base, of a following, the more profitable it is for you to keep those people happy. Because again, they pissed off 12 million Wii U customers. Like, they sell that much in like a quarter. They sold that much in a quarter, a fucking one holiday quarter.
Plus, how many of the Wii U games that they re-released they made a fortune on?
Right, every single one of them. Every single one of them has sold better than the Wii U version.
Yeah.
Because it was the quality was good. But obviously, if Switch 2 comes out and they're like, yeah, you can't download those games and they don't work, I'd be like,
it's a bad move.
Don't know about that one because I'm still bitter about my PS3 because I bought a bunch of those PS classics like
the classic games should move with you.
Suikoden 1 and 2. And I remember being so mad.
Vagrant Hearts. Vagrant Hearts. Yeah.
Vagrant Story.
Vagrant Story, not Hearts. Yes, Vagrant Story.
Vandal Hearts, I think, was a game.
Yes, I'm mixing the two together.
Yeah. But I remember being so mad that it's like, hey, PS classics, you can't download on your PS4. I'm like, why?
Yeah. Because they're digital, like it should work.
That cell, man, that cell processor fucked you over.
Yeah. Apparently, only the cell processor has the power to do PS1 games, boys.
Yeah. All right. I think it's going to wrap up this episode of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us allyoucangeek@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe and the like button. We appreciate it, guys. We will see you next week.